Field Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown, Dunkirk, and Westfield, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey everybody, good morning. I'm Doc Hamels and happy summer. Last time we got together, I think it was still officially spring, and it's definitely summer. The temperatures have soared right up into the 80s, and gosh, it's beautiful out there. I was walking around the yard and so forth, and the zucchini are starting to form their blossoms, and I've already picked all my spinach, and gosh, it's just great. It seems like it takes forever to get here, and then once it's here, it's like, wow. Oh, gosh. Well, I hope you're doing well on this Saturday morning, and I want to say good morning to everyone that's watching right now, wherever you are in the world. And for those of you that are watching somewhere in the world, good afternoon, because you might be in a different time zone. Also, good afternoon to all my listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people, on the radio Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Thanks for joining us. So glad you could find the time to from your busy schedule, or maybe you're at work listening. That's great. We've got a fun show in store for you today. We're going to be talking about nature, and we're going to be talking about some things that you might want to check out this summer. But I won't get into that quite yet. But it's that time of year, getting outdoors, right? Okay. Keep in mind that this is a call-in show. It's a live show from 9 to 10, and you can give us a call at 716-753-5225 if you have an announcement, something you want to share, a question for my guest, question for me, whatever, or just want to say hi. Sometimes you hear people do call in, not very often, but you're welcome to. Or if your club or organization has something going on, and I know more and more organizations are opening up and getting back into their fundraisers and just fun events and things like that, give us a call as well, and we'll be happy to share that. You can either tell us about it or leave a note with the operator who takes our messages in the other room, and they'll get that information to me. Throughout the week, when we're not here, you can send us your announcements as well. And you can go to Chautauqua Sunrise, at gmail.com, and we'll get your announcements as you see me every week on the yellow paper here, or whatever they call this, manila. We'll get that out for you as well, free of charge. This is definitely yellow? All right. Yeah, I guess you're right. Justin's my color checker here. Anyways, so we're happy to do that. So today is kind of an interesting day for us. Today is the 364th shoe, and it's also the end of our 7th season. How did that happen? It seems like we just got started. Want to just kind of think about that a little bit, what we've done over those years. I mean, wow, we've covered all kinds of topics and had all kinds of different guests. I don't know how many unique guests we've had. Most of them, many of them have been repeaters, but we have quite a few unique first time, one time only type things. And I hope you've been enjoying the show. I know many of you started out 7 years ago with us, and I'm so glad you continued. I want to do a special thanks to the crew here. Justin Burt, he's my main cameraman here. He throws out my reminders I'm saying something wrong color, whatever it is. And he bans 3 cameras here when Emerald's not here. Emerald Weish, she's taking a little hiatus right now, but she's been part of the crew. Jeff Zook, who's my main engineer guy on the other side of the wall here, he flips all the switches and makes sure the show runs smoothly and so forth. Randy Burt, he does a lot of photography and a lot of running around, gets a lot of my wiring hooked up for me every week. And of course, Chris Burt, who is the kind of the director of the show and does a lot of behind the scenes. So great job, guys. We're doing good work together. And of course, Chuck Kelsey, who's the guru of the entire studio here. We work as a great team. So thanks everybody for 7 years so far and counting.
I think Chris is sleeping.
Chris is, I can't say that on the air. It's tough when you have a staff here, a crew that are related. They like to pick on each other. Now I just lost my thought. Thank you, Justin. Okay. During the last year also, for those of you that hung in there with us, we also produced 3 other shows, kind of like spin-offs of this show. One is a standalone, so I can't claim that one. That was the Chautauqua candidates, and that's when we interviewed a whole bunch of folks for political office. So that's really Chris's show. And then I think we would agree that we all kind of collaborated on Chautauqua Strong. That was the PSAs that we developed, quite a few of them when we were just in the throes of the pandemic. That almost seems like history, doesn't it? I mean, it seems like a long ago, but it wasn't at all. And we've come a long way, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a second. And then the Chautauqua Strong and Healthy series that we did with cooking and Tai Chi and what else did we do? Exercise and so forth. So that was a little spin-off as well. So we were busy during the pandemic years, plus doing all the shows for here. So good job, guys. Okay, I have some announcements that I want to share with you. And a lot of times you might wonder, well, where does this stuff come from? Well, I get emails throughout the week. And one of the emails I get every Monday morning is called the Monday Morning Memo. Say that 10 times fast. From PJ Wendell, our county executive. And I thought there were some interesting things in here that I'd like to share because we're still dealing with the COVID, but we seem to be moving along, but sometimes there's confusion. So I thought I might share some things from his office. So COVID-19 restricts lifted with some exceptions. So what are they? And June 15th, just a bit ago, Governor Cuomo lifted COVID-19 restrictions across the state as 70% of the adult New Yorkers have received their first dose of COVID-19. Pretty good. Not all states can boast that. The state's health guidance in New York forward industry specific guidelines, including social gathering limits, capacity restrictions, social distancing, cleaning and disinfection, health screening, and contact information for tracing are now optional for retail, food services, offices, gyms, and fitness centers, amusement and family entertainment, hair salons, barbershops, and personal care services, among other commercial settings. Just as a footnote, I don't know if we've ever really mentioned this before, but when the first shutdown came, this studio was closed for, about an hour? Something like that. I got an email that says, we're done, we're closed, no more shows. And then an hour later, it said we're back on because they didn't consider us essential originally. And I thought, how can you not have a TV studio not be essential? So we never missed a beat. But all those services that we talked about now, the restrictions have been lifted. Now, unvaccinated individuals are still responsible for wearing masks in accordance with the federal CDC guidance. In addition, the state's health guidelines continue to be in effect for large-scale indoor event venues that hold more than 5,000 people. Pre-K to grade 12 schools, public transit, homeless shelters, correctional facilities, nursing homes, and healthcare settings are still requiring those restrictions with masks and so forth. This is phenomenal news for our county. These are his words now, as we have come so far and given up so much in our war against this virus. He believes that the lifted restrictions paired with the start of summer will provide us with an excellent opportunity to jumpstart our economy. He thanks all of our county residents who worked diligently over the past 15 years to help control the spread of the, did I say 15 years? I got it, I caught it. 15 months to help, seems like years, control the spread of the virus so we could reach this monumental time. As restrictions have been lifted and cases remain very low, this will be our last COVID-19 update article that he sends out every week. Wow. Should the need arise or they see another spike in the COVID-19 cases, they'll keep us informed. And I'm not exactly sure, so I don't want to speak completely like I know what I'm talking about here, but I know they've been posting in the paper that there was another day with no new cases. So it sounds like we've been really doing a good job at that. All right, how about vaccination statistics? As more and more vaccines become available for this, the county residents have become more involved, and as of June 12th, 56,117 first doses were administered to county residents, which accounts for 44% of our county's population over the age of 12. This includes 50,823 individuals who have been fully vaccinated, which accounts for about 40% of the total population. So we're doing really, really well. Now, here's a piece that I thought was interesting. The Chautauqua County Health Department is requesting that residents report any positive test results from at-home tests to the department by calling 1-866-604-6789. Again, 1-866-604-6789, or contact the health department. When an individual tests positive for COVID in a clinical setting, the result is automatically reported to the local health department. The positive result triggers the local health department to conduct a disease investigation or interview and conduct contact tracing. Isolation orders are issued, which can be provided to an employer or other official setting as proof of a prior positive result. Some at-home COVID-19 tests are supervised by a lab or medical professional, usually via video chat, and results are either mailed to a lab for processing or processed at home. If the test syncs to an app or is sent out to a lab, these results are automatically reported and so forth. Other at-home antigen tests such as Binax and a whole bunch of others are simple and affordable, but do not include a mechanism to report results into the state's electronic base. So if you're doing some of the testing at home and you find out you're positive, please report it. I know maybe you're embarrassed or you think it's going to be a problem. It's not. They're just going to make sure that you're safe and those loved ones around you and your fellow workers are safe as well. All right, let's move on to slide 15. CARTS announces Saturday fixed route service returning on July 3rd. Coming up, the Chautauqua Area Regional Transit System, otherwise known as CARTS, will begin its run again on the 3rd in the Jamestown, Faulkner, Celeron, Lakewood, and Dunkirk areas. They're pleased that once again they can offer county residents and visitors with Saturday service through CARTS. This additional day of operation gives our riders even more options to get to and from our local businesses and services. The Lakewood via Fairmont will run every 45 minutes. The first run will leave the Jamestown Junction at 8 a.m. and the last run will leave the junction at 5 p.m. every Saturday. The Willard/Foot Avenue route will also run every 45 minutes. The first run will leave Jamestown Junction at 8 a.m. and the last run will be the same thing, leaving at 5. The Faulkner route and the North Main Baker route will run opposite each other. The North Main Baker route will leave the junction at 8:45, 10:15, 1:15, 2:45, and 4:15. The Faulkner route will leave the junction at 8 a.m., 9:30, 11 a.m., 12:30 p.m., 2 p.m., 3:30 p.m., and 5 p.m. There will be one Saturday Dunkirk route that will alternate between the red and green routes. I have no idea what this means, but it sounds cool. The first run will start at Lakeside Community at 8:30 a.m. and run every hour until the last departure at 4:30. Y'all want more information? Give me a call at 1-800-388-6534. Again, 1-800-388-6534. Thank you. Now, why would I even want to talk about this? About the carts. One of the major issues that we hear all the time in the various boards of directors I serve on and in this education and so forth is the folks that have trouble getting to and from appointments or whatever, or just getting around the county. So this is great news. Saturday morning, they have their carts running. That's great. All right, did you know that World Elder Abuse Awareness Month is right now? Yep. According to PJ Wendell, he's joined the state officials and representatives from the Center for Elder Law and Justice, Chautauqua County Department of Health and Human Services, and the Chautauqua County Office for Aging Services and Chautauqua County District Attorney's Office to recognize June as World Elder Abuse Awareness Month. Elder abuse is an international act or failure to act that results in harm to a person over the age of 60. It can include abandonment, emotional abuse, financial abuse, neglect, physical abuse, or sexual abuse. Each year, this is stunning, millions of older Americans are abused, neglected, or financially exploited by a caregiver or someone they trust, and many victims are unable to report these crimes because they're simply afraid. So please, if you know of anybody that's in this situation where they're being mistreated, give the county's Health and Human Services Protection Service Department a call at 716-753-4447. Again, 716-753-4447. Just unacceptable, and hopefully those folks can get some help. All right, moving right along. Triple P discussion groups. This comes from our friends at Prevention Works. Triple P is a great opportunity to meet other parents in similar situations, other parents who will support you and share stories just like yours. They're having sessions on June 28th from 12 to 2 p.m. and June 29th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Developing good bedtime routines. I remember chasing my kids around a bit, or they put them in the bed and they're out of the bed. Put them in the bed, they're out of bed. So this might be something you're interested in. So if you are, give Amy Beto a call in 366-4623, 366-4623, or you can check them out at preventionworks.us. So some good parenting things. Okay, this is another one that happens here a lot, and we've had the folks on the show for this, the Laurel Run. All right. Quickville raising money for the Laurel Memorial Run Walk. Area residents can show their support for people with disabilities by buying a special card at Quickville. Did you know that? I didn't. Through July 18th, the United Refining Company's Quickville and Red Apple Food Mart locations will be selling paper cards to raise money for the 25th, wow, that doesn't seem possible, annual Laurel Memorial Run and Walk. This is the 18th year that the Laurel Run and Walk organizers have partnered with United Refining. The cards will be sold at participating locations in Chautauqua and Erie counties in New York, and also in Warren County, PA. Customers who buy a card can write their name on it and have it displayed in the store. The suggested contribution is $1. That's not much, but donations of any amount are appreciated. Donation containers also will be set up in some locations, and people can put money in the containers if they prefer not to write their name on a card. All the money, where does it go? Raised by the Chautauqua County will go to Filling the Gap, which works with the Resource Center one of our underwriters, to improve the lives of people with disabilities and their families. Money raised in Erie and Warren counties will be split with organizations that support people with disabilities in each of those counties. In Erie County, proceeds from the sneaker sales will be split with the ARC of Erie County. In Warren County, the money will be split with the Barber National Institute's Bollinger campus. The Laurel Memorial Run was created by Wayne and Elaine Hoteling of Silver Creek, New York, in honor of their oldest daughter who had Down syndrome. The event seems to raise public awareness about individuals with disabilities while providing an opportunity for people with disabling conditions and those without to come together at a fun, family-friendly event. Okay, and once again, proceeds from the Laurel Memorial Run Walk are used to enhance employment and work training opportunities for people with disabilities. For more information, give them a call at 661-4735 or go to laurel-run.com. They have their website. Again, 661-4735. And finally, one of our favorite events here in Chautauqua County. This is a mark your calendar. We won't go through the whole thing, but the Gary Fire Department has voted once again to open the gates for their 76th annual professional rodeo for 4 performances from August 4th through the 7th. Rodeo chairman Tom Atwell, he's going to be on the show here soon, says that the decision is due to restrictions related to the pandemic slowly being lifted, making it possible under state regulations at the time to safely bring professional rodeo back to the area after a year's absence under state regulations in effect at that time. They're going to have lots of fun things going on. They got $50,000 in prize money. What are you going to see? You're going to see saddle bronc, bareback bronc riding, tie-down roping, steer wrestling, team roping, bull riding, and cowgirls barrel racing. So it sounds like a lot of fun. And folks, it's just a great event to take the kids to and your family. If you want to know more information, give them a call at 985-4847. Or if you're out of the area, you can give them a call at 1-888-985-4847. So, see how simple that was? They send me these messages, I read them, and now you know. We're going to take a quick break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Honorary Forest Ranger Betty White here, lending a hand to my dear friend Smokey Bear, because for years he's only said,
only you can prevent wildfires.
But there's a lot more to say. Like, if you park your car on tall, dry grass, the hot exhaust pipe can start a wildfire. So keep the animals safe, especially the cute shirtless one. Go to SmokeyBear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
All right, now, growing up as a kid, Smokey the Bear had a deep voice. This must be like his kid or grandkid, right?
That was Betty White.
That was Betty White talking? The bear's mouth was moving.
Didn't you hear?
That was Betty White as Smokey the Bear? You making this up? Okay.
You weren't paying attention.
Obviously, I was not.
She said right at the beginning that it was Betty White.
I was focused on something else here. Anyways,
Maybe we should
it's that summertime.
play it.
Play again next week, I'll see. Anyways, we mentioned that it's summertime, and obviously Smokey the Bear with the voice of Betty White is reminding us to be careful out there, because we are in the, out in nature and starting fires for camps and things like that. And today we're going to focus on getting out into nature, getting out into where it's warm and trees and all that good stuff, checking out the wildlife. And I have a guest today for the first time, and her name is Tess Covello. And good morning, Tess.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Did you know that was Betty White
No,
talking?
I was going to say, I genuinely have I had no idea.
All right. I saw this bear talking. I said, well, it sounds different.
I was too
It
focused
said,
on the
only
animation.
you can prevent forest fires. And
Yeah.
that's Smokey the Bear.
Yeah.
All right. So, Tess, you and I connected, gosh, it seems months ago,
Yeah.
about coming onto the show.
When COVID was still a thing.
When COVID was, well, yeah, still a pretty major thing.
I mean, yeah.
And you have been working as an intern at the Greystone Nature
Yep,
Preserve,
I'm
right?
a marketing intern at the Greystone Nature Preserve, and I have a great boss, Diane. But yeah, I'm a student at SUNY Fredonia. I'm a business marketing major, and I'm almost a senior, so that's kind of scary. But,
Well, when do you officially become a senior? How do you almost be a
well,
senior?
technically I'm a senior in the fall.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but
So
I
you're
graduate in about a year.
Oh, that's great. So actually, one of my degrees was at Fredonia. I enjoy being at
Oh
Fredonia.
yeah,
It's really amazing.
you're an alum.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, fancy.
I'm an alum in a few places. Okay, so anyways, let's before we get into the heart of the discussion here,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, and all that stuff. I mean, you shared. Well, go ahead. I'll be quiet.
Yeah, so I was actually born in Canada. So
Where in Canada?
just outside of Toronto, a place called Mississauga.
I know the area.
Yeah.
I have family in Hamilton and Stony
Oh
Creek.
yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Haven't been able to go back though.
so are you Canadian? Are you dual?
Yeah, I'm dual citizen. Yeah.
Dual? Oh.
Yeah.
You're my first dual citizen Canadian American.
Score.
Wow. All right.
Yep. Yeah, so I was born in Canada. I moved here when I was pretty young, and I've lived here since. I lived in a couple other places, but yeah, and I actually started out at Fredonia as an education major, and then I switched, and best decision I ever made. So yeah, but I actually started at Greystone because my goal in life is to make a difference in the world in some way. Like I don't know where I want to work. I don't know what exactly I want to do, but as long as it makes some type of a difference, I want to do that.
Okay.
And when I was looking for internships for the summer, I thought, let's go somewhere that actually does that. And I noticed Greystone, and I was like, this is perfect, because that's what they want to do, is they want to make a difference and protect nature. So.
Okay. Let me just roll back a little bit the
Okay.
tape here for a second.
Yeah.
So you were born in Canada. So where do you call home now? I mean, where's if
I would say Canada's my home, personally.
so when the pandemic lifts,
Yeah.
you go back and forth across the border?
Yeah, I go
Oh.
back about twice a year.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Technically, I could go back right now.
so
but,
you went through high school, grammar school in Canada?
no, I went through, I moved here when I was 2. So I did all my preschool here, and then I lived in China for a couple of years.
Okay.
And then I did elementary, middle, and high school here.
And where was that?
Orchard Park was middle school, and then for high school I went to Buffalo Seminary in downtown Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right. Cool.
nice and fancy.
Well, I'm from Buffalo originally, so I
Yeah.
love that whole area. Okay, super. All right. So, yeah, we try to do a little bit of your background so we know a little bit more about you.
Yeah.
So, you have any hobbies or interests besides, what you're doing in college right now?
I'm a big photography nerd.
Okay.
I do it all the time in my free time. Photoshop is my favorite thing. I love going on hikes, which Greystone's a great place to hike. And I just really like just doing anything outdoors. I love to sail. Going out for dinner outside, just anything like that. But no, that is why I like Greystone a lot, because I can go on hikes there.
Okay.
I can just spend time outside.
All right. So, how did you get interested in hiking? I mean, and let me put it in this vein.
Yeah.
I mean, quite frankly, we're all guilty of this, but we're all sitting around with our iPhones
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're in front of our gaming and so forth. So you don't seem to be necessarily what we now classify your age group as, the ones that are sitting around, moping
Yeah.
around, but you're out in nature.
I mean, I credit that to my parents, because when I was very young, they were basically like, "Let's get you outside," because they didn't want that to happen to me. So I got very lucky. I got to travel a lot when I was a kid, and whenever we went traveling, we would go to like the mountains or something, and we would go on a day-long hike.
Right.
And I just kind of got into it from there. During COVID, when we couldn't leave our houses, I was like, "How do I get outside?"
Yeah.
So I would go for walks just at the park or something. So I've always just been kind of an outside kid. I mean, I do enjoy my days on the couch, not gonna lie. But no, yeah, I definitely credit that to my parents, because they made sure I got outside. Like there were no electronics allowed in that house.
Really?
Yeah.
Growing up for myself, my parents were always encouraging us, going to Ellicane State Park, going to Letchworth State Park, going to the beaches. And I always found myself doing a lot of what you're saying. I was the one that wandered off all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you ever do this, but I had rocks in my pocket or sticks or something, and
Yep.
I'd load up my parents' their car in the trunk with all kinds of things to bring home. And I remember my dad saying, "What are you going to do all this stuff?" I don't worry about it. I'm going to bring it home and study it, and things like that.
Oh yeah, we go camping every summer, and I would be the one to just fill up the car with rocks. And my mom was like, "Your bag is so heavy," and I'm like, "But it's nature. I gotta
So
do
as
it."
far as rocks, do you have any particular interest in certain types of rocks or crystals?
I love skipping rocks. So anything that's like the nice thin ones, I love those.
See, I was into crystals, trying to find quartz and
Oh, yeah.
things like that, amethyst. And also, of course, my all-time favorite, anything that has to do with fossils and dinosaurs.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I just love
Those
that.
are really cool.
Yeah. And very nice. So then you've been in Fredonia all 4 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so do you have any part-time jobs or is the intern?
I work at Wegmans part time, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a cashier there.
So which one is that at? In
The one in Orchard Park, it's on McKinley Parkway.
Holy mackerel, so you do quite a bit of bouncing around. I mean,
Yeah, I'm a very busy person.
you make my head spin here a bit. You're from Canada, Orchard Park.
Yeah, I'm kind of everywhere.
Brockton, Fredonia, bing, 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 bing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So then you've spent a good amount of time here in Chautauqua County.
Oh yeah.
So what do you think of Chautauqua County from a nature point of view?
I think it's beautiful. It reminds me a lot of where I used to go camping in Canada. So it kind of, in a way, it feels like a second home. And yeah, I don't know. I like how like just small, but also like communal it feels. Like when I helped Diane at the church the other day, and everyone was so nice and welcoming, and like you don't get that everywhere. And it felt like, whether you live there for 10 years or 2 days, they want you to feel like it's your home.
Yeah.
So I really like it.
I mentioned that I was born and raised in Buffalo, which was a good experience, but it's a different experience.
Yeah.
And I find much what you just said is when you come to Chautauqua County, it's very welcoming, and because there's less people,
Yeah.
and we can know each other much better. And most of our towns are like neighborhoods in Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's how I always look at it. And so we all get to know each other. So it's a great place, and we have so much to offer from a natural point of view.
Oh yeah.
And so on. Okay, so I'm trying to figure this out now. So you were an education major. So
Yeah.
what area were you thinking of at that point?
Well, my goal was to be like somewhere an elementary school teacher. Because freshman year when you're at Fredonia, they have you do field placement. So you go into the classroom for a semester, 2 days a week, and you just see if you like it. And the idea with that is they want you to really get into the classroom, and if you don't like the major, that's your chance to leave. So it worked out really well for me because I did like the field placement, but I realized that I just didn't want to be, like, as much as I give so much credit to teachers every day, but I did not want to be in the classroom for that long during the year, and I just felt like my talents could be used much better if I was outside of the classroom versus inside.
Bravo on your part. And I'll
thank
tell you why. Because that's the way to do it. That's
Yeah.
the way people should figure it out, is try it out and see if you like it. Because as you said, you're in the building
Yep.
10 months of the year. And if you are an outside person, that's not the job. It's just
Yeah.
like, people that want to work on cars, they don't realize you are like under a car, over a car.
Yep.
And if you have back issues or you don't like standing all the time or getting your hands, in there, and that's not for you.
Yeah.
So teaching wasn't your cup of tea.
It wasn't my cup of tea, and I was very lost at that point because I was like, oh, I wanted to be an education major for years. What is happening?
Yeah.
And so I talked to my parents about it, and I was like, what do I do? And they were like, just try business, because, with most jobs that you get, a business degree isn't going to look bad. Like So I was like, okay, we'll try it. We'll go into business. And I'm not gonna lie, I went back and forth between like 6 different majors in that time. I was like, oh, maybe communications, you never know. And then at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? Business marketing, I think it's really interesting, so we may as well try it. And now I've been in the major for 2 years.
Okay. So you moved away from education. Oh, did I mention I was a teacher?
What grade?
I taught special education for
Oh, okay.
15 years, and I went to administration and I was
Okay.
school superintendent. See, I didn't tell you that part. But I understand, because
Yeah.
the worst thing in the world is you want somebody to go into a job or an area or a field or career that they're not good at or they're not happy
Yeah.
at.
Well,
So-
and I didn't want to go through 4 years of college just to leave and be like, oh no, like I don't like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I said bravo on your part, because a lot of people, they'll just, I started on this, I'm going to finish
Yeah.
it, my gosh, and no, it's okay to change your mind. I had a whole bunch of things I wanted to be, and vicariously have become all those things over the years.
Oh, yeah.
No, I did not want to be a TV host, but
Well, when I was younger, I wanted to go into environmental education. So I think the environmental thing just kind of stuck with me.
yeah. You know, and that's the thing is a lot of people don't realize you can mix and match a lot of your interests.
Oh, yeah.
So that it all works together. All right. So for those that are listening right now, give us the elevator speech. What is business marketing? It sounds so exciting.
I always, you know, you're not wrong. I always kind of put it as, you know, when you go to Wegmans and you're buying a thing of popcorn, what makes you buy the thing of popcorn? And whatever your eye notices that you're going, oh, I want that, whether it's, you know, the bigger piece of popcorn on the actual bag that, you know, lets you see, you know, the cheese on it or whatever. That's the marketing. The marketing is what's going to catch your eye to get the consumer to buy it. So it's kind of advertising, but not exactly. But I always just put it as, how do you get their attention? Because, I mean, that's how you get into sales, you know. When you're buying a car, you want them to see the car and go, oh, that's a nice car, but then you want them to actually like it. So the marketing for me is just what catches their eye. What makes them go, oh, I want to learn more about that.
When I was growing up, it was called psychology or subliminal seduction, where you're being drawn into a
Is that
product
true?
because you didn't know why you were, but
That's
I gotta
true.
have this because I can't. Something is being triggered in my brain.
Some people see it as that, yeah. Some people, it's like, oh, are you trying to like convince us? And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to convince you to buy my product, yeah. But yeah, and then I've always liked the business side of things. I'm very much a background, like behind the scenes kind of person. I love managing things. So the idea of managing a business seemed really cool to me. So I just was like, you know what, let's try it.
So business marketing.
Yeah.
So in your couple years now,
Yeah.
have you had to do any like mock-up productions? Like to sell a product?
So. Oh, actually, yeah. For a couple classes, we had to do. It was like you had to literally make your own business, and then it was how you gonna like. We had to make commercials for it, and we had to determine like slogans and mission statements and all that kind of stuff. So you were literally making a business. We had a hire and fire day, and I got fired because I missed that class, and I was like, what the heck? But
Wait
yeah.
a minute, you got fired because you weren't there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's how it works.
It was like the
You
first
don't go to work, you get
class that I missed.
fired.
And they were like, yeah, well, luckily I liked the team that I went to afterwards, but I was like, y'all are firing me because I'm sick. But yeah.
Did you call in? Did you have a doctor's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so no, that class was very much like simulation based, and it was the best class I had because it really was. We'll help you and we'll give you guidance, but you're making the entire business. We made the logo. We did, how are you going to make money? I literally did the finance statement, and I hated it, but I did it. But yeah, it was very, very much like, you wanted to do business, here you go. And it was just jumping right in, but I loved it. So that was kind of how I knew.
Okay. So what made you pick Fredonia?
Well, originally when I originally applied to schools, I was going for education.
Okay.
So I looked into, I didn't want to go far away from home, mostly because I have a dog at home, and I was like, I can't be that far away from my dog. So I love my dog. So I was looking at schools, half an hour away. So I looked at Buff State.
That's my alma mater.
Oh, yeah.
I went there too.
Oh, okay. So I looked at Buff State, Niagara University. I think I looked at Geneseo, and then I looked at Fredonia. And Fredonia was the first school I looked at, and I immediately fell in love with it. And then it was the first one I got into. So it was kind of like a sign.
Okay, so I have a saying here: if you open the door, I go through the door. So tell me about your dog. What kind of dog you got?
She's a golden retriever mixed with a terrier, and she is my baby. She's about
Golden retriever is this big. A terrier is this big.
Yeah, so she's about 40 pounds. So she's right in the middle of those two.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the best. I love her.
In the opening credits, there's a little black and white dog. I don't know if you remember seeing
yeah.
That's my dog, Brody.
Oh, okay.
He's a Tibetan Terrier.
Yeah, her name's Molly. We got her actually 2 weeks into quarantine. So she's a quarantine pup. And she's about a year and a couple months old now, and she still acts like she's 2 days old.
Okay. All right, so we pretty much have talked about your background a little bit. And I think that's important for people to realize where you're coming from, because it's too easy just to say, well, how does she know all this? And why would she do that stuff? So You are at Greystone with Diane Clark and Bill Moran.
Yep.
And you are a marketing intern?
Yes.
So what are you doing for them?
So I'm managing their Facebook and I'm managing their Instagram, which go follow them. And I'm actually doing the newsletter for Greystone. So they do a fall, winter, and then a spring, summer. So I'm finishing up the spring, summer one. And then I also created a brochure for a new program that we're doing for memorial trees. So it's a tree for someone that you've known and you love.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna put you on the spot right now.
Go for it.
Okay, do a commercial for Greystone. Go for it.
Okay. Let me think.
It's okay. Take your time.
Do you want like a catch line or something?
Anything you want?
Okay. If you love chickens, rocks, and birds, Greystone's the place for you.
There you go.
I was trying to think of the first things that I see when I drive in, and they really do have like 10 chickens that just run around. Like you feel like you're at a movie set because you just keep hearing chickens. But it's great. I love them.
Okay, so all kidding aside now,
Yeah.
not to put you on the spot again, what is Greystone?
To
I
me,
know what it is, but folks that are listening for the first time.
I mean, to most, it's 72 acres of land, first of all. But to most people, they would just then go, oh, it's a forest. Like, oh, it's just a place. But to me, I'm very much a nature person, as we know.
Right.
So for me, it's very much a place for me to just kind of chill and get calm. So as much as I'm stressed there working, it's a place for me to just relax.
Why are you stressed there?
Because I have an internship. Because I'm working.
Oh, all right.
No,
so they're the nice people. They're
yeah,
really
no, they're great. They're great. I just stress myself out. But no, for me, it's a place to. I mean, when I first walked out to it, I felt like I was at home. Just
Okay.
the way that everyone like came up to me. The dog was right there. I loved it, and it felt like a second home when I walked up to it, and that was when I was like, okay, this was a good internship to pick.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. So the internship is obviously your department looks for places for folks like you to go and hone your trade.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about what you do there. So you mentioned Facebook, Instagram, newsletter, and the memorial trees.
Yeah.
So let's just start. So tell me about Facebook. What do you do?
I mostly do posts. I look at interactions. I actually go really deep into it. I look at interactions, how many people, if I posted something about, donating, how many people saw it versus how many people actually donated, so you can see what the engagement is. And just seeing, maybe if, would a different picture have helped kind of thing. So it's really going into it and seeing how many people were affected by that post.
So you really get into the analytics of it all.
Oh yeah, I love analytics.
Okay.
Yeah, I do the same thing with Instagram.
See, most of us, we have Facebook and we see how many times people liked it or whatever, but we really don't, because we don't care. I mean, it's just our personal thing. Here for the show, we got a Facebook page, and I check things from time to time, but not that deep.
Right.
So, how did you learn that? Was this something you took a course on for Facebook and?
No,
marketing?
I've just always been interested in it, and because nowadays influencers are a thing, and I always was curious about that. So I was looking at, because you can make money off of Instagram posts if you have enough followers. So that's how I got interested originally, because I was like, how are people making all this money? So that's when I was like, oh, interactions, how many people have liked your post? Because the more likes, the more, money you can make. So that's how I was getting into it, was looking at how engagement affects, how many people you reach.
Right.
So, yeah, that's how I got into it. But.
All right, Facebook. I would say majority Chautauqua County has a pretty good handle on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
It's either a gift or a curse. But Instagram, not everybody's familiar with Instagram. Tell us about Instagram.
So Instagram is a way for you to share photos, short videos. You can post like 24-hour stories. And it's a way to just kind of show what you're doing. And originally, actually, it was for people to show off their photography skills. And personally, I use it for that still. But a lot of people use it to, advertise things now. And it's become I still love the app, but it's become a very money-based app now.
All right. So this is a separate app that you would download on your thing.
Yeah.
I ask these questions because people on the other side of the camera may not know these things. All right. So that would be just like downloading any app, and it's free of charge?
Yep.
Okay.
But I will say, as much as you can market on those apps, it's much easier in person, which I also do. I go with Diane to the Fredonia Farmers Market a couple Saturdays a month, and marketing there is a lot easier.
What do you market there?
You talk about Greystone. You talk about what's happening. If they have questions, you can answer. And there's a kids activity that they can do, and it just gets them. It's just getting their interest.
What's kids activity?
It's making a bird feeder. So you take a pine cone and you put peanut butter on it, and then you sprinkle seeds over it, and that way the seeds stay with the peanut butter, and then you can hang it up on a tree, and everything is biodegradable.
Justin, if you skip the pine cone, that's your breakfast, isn't it? No, we've talked about his.
Oh, do you?
Am I right?
Do you really?
just forget the pine cone.
Yeah, but no, it's really.
See, this I had to get back at him on the Smokey the Bear thing here.
But no, it's honestly really cute to see how excited they get over like making a pine cone. It's
Okay,
really cute.
take a breather. Folks, you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels. We're having a lot of fun here. My guest today is Tess Covello. She's a marketing intern at the Greystone Nature Preserve up in Brockton. Is that the technical address?
I say Fredonia.
Fredonia, Brockton.
Yep.
It's all up in that area. And we'll get to that, more information on that in a minute. So if you have an interest to give us a call or a question for my guest, give us a call at 716-753-5225. And now back to Tess.
Yep.
All right. So Instagram, so you're posting things for the reserve?
Yes.
Preserve
Yep.
on there. Okay, so you're at the farmer's market. So what you're saying is if you want to push any product, you really got to get out there. It's a lot of work.
Yes. Well, and especially for, Greystone's a nonprofit, so that makes it especially tough because, budgets are tight. So you got to, work where you can. And what's really nice is just kind of connecting with people, because when you connect with people, they trust you more. So, so I just talk to them and say hi and just kind of make a conversation, and eventually I can just kind of sneak Greystone in there, and then you're good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you mentioned a newsletter. What,
Yes.
3 times a year? 4 times a year?
2 times.
2 times a year.
Yeah.
Okay. So who gets the newsletter? Why do they get the newsletter? How's that work?
Well, if you want to be on that email list, you can actually sign up at greystonenaturepreserve.com. Yeah, it's basically just saying, after, the fall and the winter, what's Greystone been doing? So I currently am writing articles on the memorial trees. I'm writing an article on my first time at the farmer's market, what it was like actually being in person. Mm-hmm. I wrote a little bit about myself. I talk about, what interns have already worked for the Greystone Nature Preserve. So it's just kind of talking about, what we've been up to, what we've been doing.
Okay. So we'll keep it, once again, does it keep the communication going?
Yes.
I got a request just now through my earpiece.
Okay.
Because I'm not hearing things.
Okay.
Well, I'm hearing things, but they're real things. Anyways, what's the email address to get on that newsletter?
You know what?
You tell me. I don't know.
It is greystonenaturepreserve@gmail.com.
And that's Grey or Gray?
Grey.
Okay, Greystone, again, Greystone what?
Nature Preserve.
Nature Preserve.
At gmail.com. That's what it is.
Gmail.com.
Yeah.
All right, here's my business card, and if you put me on the list, I'd love to get it.
Oh, okay.
Especially now, I haven't received anything from you announcing anything, and I'm a media outlet.
Oh, okay.
You saw all those announcements I did?
Yeah.
We do those things.
I'll give you an
especially
email.
not-for-profit. Yeah.
I'll shoot you an email.
All right. All right. So the newsletter, how does it come? It's electronic?
Yeah, it's an email.
Okay. So
Yep.
just email, not
Yep.
hard copy. You can't get it any other way. All right. So let's talk about the memorial tree.
Yeah, so...
You mentioned that this is for, if someone passes, that you can make a donation. So
yeah,
how does that work?
It can be a friend that you had or a loved one or even a pet. And basically you can contact Greystone, and for $3.99 you can Greystone will plant a tree for your loved one, and the trees range from about 6 to 8 feet tall when they're fully grown. And the idea is to give back to nature. So as much as we love nature and we have kind of taken over on the earth, we want to give back. So that's kind of the idea. Technically it's called post-humanism. And you can spread the ashes if you want. You can come back and spread the ashes, but it's just a way for you to kind of, I guess, make peace with it. Make peace with the passing, as well as make peace with the earth. So it's
Okay.
kind of a way to just
Come back and visit from time to
Yeah,
time.
exactly. Yeah.
$399. And what kind of trees, or they sound more like bushes to me.
Yeah, so so they Greystone has a list. So there's a provided list. So if you want to contact Greystone about it,
Okay, give a couple examples. Do you have anything off the top of your head, what they are? If you don't, it's okay.
I don't. I'm not gonna lie, I
All
don't.
right, that's all right, all right, all right.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they're flowering bushes, sometimes they're,
Yeah.
they're ornamental and things like that.
Right.
I plant a lot of these things.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in a situation where people have done a memorial and then they put the ashes and then they plant the tree.
Yeah.
And people still come back and visit, see
Oh, yeah.
how's things.
It's a very natural way to say goodbye, but I think it's a really beautiful thing.
All right, we're going to pop up that picture of the memorial tree. And my hand's flipping around here. I just realized that. Okay.
Yep. So that's a very young one.
Yeah. So how many trees do you think they've planted so far? Is this a new project? That's what I guess.
Yeah, this is a new project. Yeah. So there was a professor at SUNY Fredonia who planted 2 for her parents, and I believe that's how many we have so far. Because this is a very new project.
Very new project.
Yeah.
All right. So if someone was interested, how would they get a hold of you? You have a brochure there, I'm assuming, or?
There will be a brochure. I'm currently working on it.
Oh, okay.
But you can again contact the Greystone email, or you can call them at 716-679-6603.
679-6603.
Yep.
And are there hours for that?
We can say 8 to 5.
8 to 5.
I feel like that's pretty good.
Diane's probably on the other one.
Diane's going,
And Bill's going, that's too early, it's too early.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I make that up. Okay. You have some brochures that you developed. Is something you
Yeah,
want to share?
so this brochure is about...
this is your close-up now. This is the
Yep,
time.
so this is about Greystone in general.
And
so
you made this?
I did not make this. I wish I could take the credit for this because it's beautiful. But this is just showing a couple pictures, and this is the pictures to your... Well, you can see the side with the pictures.
Now, people are listening on the radio, so they can't see. So go ahead and describe
Oh, okay.
them.
So yeah, there's a couple pictures of some kids there, a couple of pictures of some butterflies, and it is completely accessible to any wheelchairs.
Okay.
So it's
That's important to know.
disability accessible. And we actually do field days. So we work with kids at different schools, specifically the Dunkirk schools, and they can come and learn about nature hands-on.
Did you make this brochure?
I did not. I wish I could take credit for these.
Man.
No, Diane was ahead of me. She got these done. But yeah, no, it's a really great way for kids to learn about nature in an actually fun and interactive way.
Have you helped
Instead
with
of
the field days yet?
I didn't, but I really want to.
Okay. What do
I'm trying to get Diane to
All
let
right.
me.
So what do they do when they're there?
So they, well, it's a bird, bat, and butterfly sanctuary. So they take a look at different things. Let's see what they do. Yeah, so they, take a look at the chickens, have some fun with that. They go on walks and just kind of learn about, it's all about learning the importance of nature and learning about the importance of keeping all these animals alive because, extinction is not fun.
Ask any dinosaur. Oh, we can. Okay. So when classes come there, is it like a guided tour or how's that work?
Yeah, so Diane works with them, and you can the kids can spend a day there. Yeah, it was paused because of COVID, obviously, but we're working to get back into that, and hopefully that will happen again because it was a really great thing for the kids.
So when the kids are there and Diane's out and about and Bill's out and about, where are you? You're in the office working?
Oh no, I'll be out and about. I'm getting out there with the kids.
Now, when did your intern start? Just recently, or?
Yeah, it started at the end of May, and then it ends
all right.
at the end of July. But I'm probably gonna stick around after that. I mean, I love hanging out with Diane and Bill, so I'll probably stick around after that a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, for those who are listening on the radio, okay, you said when you first get there, you see chickens and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
can you kind of give us what I call
Like a picture view.
a sound picture? Okay. So
let's see.
what would they see?
When you first drive up, you would see, well, first of all, a lot of trees, because it's woods. So you would see a lot of trees. You would see a nice open field. You'd hear chickens. You'd see Beanie the dog. There would be a nice garden where they plant vegetables and things. Yep, there you can see. That's actually the circle where Diane and Bill got married. They got married there. And yeah, that's
That's a peace pole?
yeah, that's a pretty good picture of it. And yeah, you would see lots of flowers. The flowers there are beautiful. I'm trying to think of what else you would see.
Are there defined trails?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And is this, a lot of times when you see different venues, they'll say this is an easy trail, a more rigorous trail. Are the trails just pretty basic?
I mean, they're not marked, but Diane and Bill could tell you. So if you did want to go on a trail, the only thing is Diane just asked that you call ahead so that they're actually there and they can give you a little rundown of where the best place might be to go, because they know that woods. They know it. But yeah, they can tell you which ones are a little bit easier, which ones are, maybe more hilly if you really want to work out. So yeah.
72 acres, a good piece of land.
Yeah.
Okay, we haven't talked about the bats. Tell me about the bats.
The bats. So Diane's goal, I love this, is that she wants to get rid of the fear of bats, because bats aren't bad. Because a lot of people think that they just kind of take over your house and bite you, but they don't. They just kind of chill there and you can feed them.
Justin, you ever handle a bat? You want to handle a bat? Do you want to handle a bat?
Not really.
Okay.
They've got like 12 bats in their garage just chilling right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've handled a number of them.
Oh, yeah.
With gloves.
I've actually never seen one yet. I haven't seen Diane's bats yet. But they take care of them like they're their pets. It's really cute.
They have bat houses and stuff like that?
They just hang out in the garage.
Oh, so they're just like...
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a couple of bat houses where we've only had one bat show up so far. But over the years, I'm the guy that people go, there's a bat in the house, and I got to go get the bat.
Yep.
And I think they're just so cool. I just like to cradle them and have a little look and then release them.
According to Bill, they're much smaller than I think.
Because
I'm picturing like the big ones that you see in
I don't know, Dracula.
like kids movies. Well, like that long, like that.
Teeny
But
tiny.
they're not.
You're thinking of those fruit bats that are
Yeah.
like 24 inches tall.
Yeah, I'm thinking
We
of
saw them
those.
in Germany in a zoo, and my wife just loved them.
Yeah, Bill, if you can hear me, I still want to meet those bats.
All right, put that on your to-do list. But and they're gonna bite me. Their heads are like the size of a dime.
And it's also
teeny tiny little bat.
they're not gonna bite you unless you they're. Why would they bite you? Like if a spider can bite you, but a spider would only bite you if you tried to pick it up or something.
Right.
So if you're not going to touch the bat, so why would it touch you?
It's gonna get in my hair. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, it'll get in your hair.
Don't harm it, and it won't harm you.
Exactly. Okay, so what are your goals in the next couple of months there as an intern?
I guess to finish up, unfortunately. But I mean, I love the internship so far because it's teaching me more than just marketing, though. It's teaching me how to be a professional in the business world of nonprofits.
Mm-hmm.
So, how to write a professional email, little things like that. Or, if you're going to take an hour-long car ride, instead of just listening to music, how are you going to take advantage of that car ride? Listen to a podcast or something. So it's been really helpful. And I think what I'll be up to is probably just getting ready for the school year.
Mm-hmm. A lot of prepping, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And just hanging out with Diane and Bill.
Okay.
Because they're great to hang out with.
All right, we have about a minute left.
Okay.
That seemed hard to believe. So, since you are a marketing business major here,
Yeah.
or business marketing.
You're going to put me on the spot again?
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is put you on the spot, and I'll
Okay.
give you the last however much time you want to spend telling the folks on the other side of the camera, the other side of the radio,
Yeah.
why they should come to Greystone.
Why you should come to Greystone. You should come to Greystone because Diane and Bill honestly make it feel like family. Because when you go there, you're not just going to the woods. You're not just going to, you shouldn't feel like you have to force yourself to go there. It's a really great place to just kind of calm down and be with yourself. I mean, personally, I struggle with anxiety, so for me, it's a great place to...
I never noticed that.
So for me, it's a great... So for me, it's a great place to just kind of, just kind of calm down and, even just, take a deep breath or something like that. And it's, it doesn't feel, as much as you are taking care of nature, you don't feel like you're forced to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a fun thing to do. They had me going out there and I was taking pictures and the other intern was there and I low-key wanted to help out. I was like, can I come?
Okay.
But yeah, I love it.
All right. Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you for
and I
having
wish
me.
you the best in your business marketing career. And,
Thank you.
Get me on that email list.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, folks, that's a wrap. We've been talking with Tess Covello, who's a marketing intern over at the Greystone Nature Preserve. And we're going to do this all for another year next year, starting next year. So, or next week. Well, it is our next year. So anyways, have a great weekend. Enjoy the warm weather. And if you're out and about, go to the big inlet. The Growlers and me are playing at 5 o'clock. All right, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.